don't. I do believe his story, and I know we might be being naive. He's been through a war. He's been blown up. He, of course, isn't 100%.
Mentally.
He can't be 100% mentally stable and sane, because that's not possible after he's been through such traumas and seen such horrors.
Strange. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Bless you. It's a dog's water bowl. Good job there's no water in it, any dog. That's the point. Need to get you some water, don't I? Pennies for House the Heroes and 2 pences. The rest of it for the fund. Yep. 86% of homeless people in this country are ex-military personnel. It's like you see advertisements, I've been told on telly, about people wanting to join the regular army and volunteers, you know, the TA and that. They do their basic training, they go away for 6 months to Afghanistan or somewhere. After they've done the first tour, they come back and they make them redundant. And then they're lost. They're another soul in the sea of carnage. Hello, I'm Richard. Yeah, when I was born in the 60s, I was born and registered as a heroin baby. I was 16 in 81. Well, it was just coming into 82. I signed up for the army, British Army, and became one of Thatcher's boot boys. And I did my basic training, and then in 1982 I went to the Falkland Islands. My first ever campaign conflict for the British Army. I passed my Masters in law. I studied law, I sociology and psychology, so therefore I could help people in those positions. People in third world countries, I could maybe give them some stability, and sometimes I wouldn't even come home when we were out in provinces where they don't even have electricity and things, and we used to strip broken vehicles and build generators and water pumps for villages and try and give them some normality and part of society back, you know, that they never had before. As time went on and years went on, I'd served in the Cold War, Russia against Afghanistan, through Egypt, Jordan, all sorts of places, you know, throughout the Cold War, and then in the 90s, in 91 in Desert Storm. I was there then, and then in Afghanistan as well. I did 12 tours of duty in Afghanistan. In 2004, unfortunately, an IED, it did take my life, but they resuscitated me. Do you know, it's 13 years to the day yesterday since I got blown up. To the day that I got blown up in Afghanistan. And counting up and how many times it had, you know, how many years had gone past, and it's 13 years to the day yesterday. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, that I actually got blown up and lost most of the flesh off the bottom of my left arm and the back of my left leg. And they sewed the top of my thigh, the muscle of my thigh to my arm, and part of my hindquarters to the back of my left leg, so I can scratch my bottom down here and do my leg up here now, so to speak. And then when I was recovering in hospital, somebody stole my identification, my bank details, my passport, all my ID, and run up a debt of £745,000. I never recovered from it. I got a certain percentage of money back, but I've got a wife and children. But my illness was getting the better of me, and every time I used to have a seizure, I was having flashbacks, and I pinned my wife to the wardrobe with a bayonet one night. I didn't hurt her, but the next morning I didn't even know I'd done it, and I scared them. So I had to walk away 13 years ago, that identity theft, and then walking away from my wife and children. I tried to hang myself, realised that it was the wrong thing to do. And so therefore, I ended up homeless, and I still am, to a degree, homeless. They said, you give your life to the country and they won't even give you a life, and we're like, that's our argument, you know. You never kick off about it, what's the point? Nobody's listening, do you know what I mean? Keep my ears warm again. Hello. It's like that communication. That's what annoys me. Most people spend their time looking at the phones. They don't talk to one another apart from on New Year's Eve. Yeah, and it's like, if they only open their eyes and their ears, maybe they'd get a little bit further in life. Maybe they wouldn't, I don't know. And I hope it helps. God, that went down the wrong way. What do you say? Please stop it. Trying to apply all that training, all that thought into living on the streets, you've got no chance. When I get my compensation off the army eventually, my dream is to buy a twin-engined Albatross boat plane, buy a bit of land on the edge of a river or a reservoir and build a boathouse, and then go and do the Greek islands, and I can fly off the river or a reservoir somewhere and land anywhere I want on a river or a sea or wherever I need to be. So that's what my dream is. Yeah, but take people for free. Yeah, people who haven't had a holiday for years, take them with them, and bring them back in one piece.
Got a long way to go yet.